Hello everyone, my name is Nexos Floof, and I am here today to absolutely celebrate the monumentous achievement of allowing Brood Brothers to get its first ever event win. Isn't that great? I don't care if they won another one before, I never paid attention to this detachment. Can't you tell that I'm super enthused? Anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Let's go ahead, roll that intro. There's no music playing. There's nothing. That'll be funny for the bid. So let's go ahead and get right into what the detachment offers. Then we'll break down the list that I brought to this event, go over the rounds, and then talk about the event overall and how everything kind of felt together and why I brought this detachment. So starting off, Brood Brothers Auxilia. It's got 4 enhancements, which are fine. They're okay. I ended up not really taking any because I was valuing the amount of bodies I could bring in my list. I believe, took Point Commander, which is I could overwatch on 5s. It didn't really come up, but it was certainly fun. And then 6 stratagems. Gonna be very honest with you here. There's a whole lot of them that could have been used, but the effects just aren't really that worth it. I used 2 stratagems from the 6 that the detachment gives you, and that is when a guard unit dies, I roll a d6, and on a 3-up, I can put that unit into cult ambush effectively. And then the other stratagem was if something comes in from reserves within 12 inches of one of my units, so long as my unit is not a monster or a vehicle, that unit can move up to 6 inches. Overall, both very good stratagems. The others, there's like reroll 1s to wound, you can move a cult ambush marker, you can shoot into combat. There's like things that are fine, but they just aren't good enough, right? So to be very clear and very upfront with you, the stratagems I used the most throughout this entire tournament, it was 4 rounds, was grenades, go to ground, rapid ingress, heroic intervention, and then the bring a guy back, the regimental reinforcements. Sure. I mean, that's kind of what this detachment really needs, is that you don't focus on actually what the detachment gives you other than the detachment rules. So let's go over those real quickly. The 2 main rules is you can bring up to 1,000 points of guard. You can't bring any epic heroes or anything like that. And I believe also you can't bring like Bulgrin, and I think like it's Scions or something. I didn't pay attention. Listen, I only cared about one thing in this detachment, all right? One specific thing. We'll get to that when we get to the list, all right? All right, just you be quiet. We'll get to that in a second, all right? And then the actual main detachment rule is if a guard unit goes to shoot something, if all of that unit shoots at only one thing, and that thing is within 18 inches of the guard unit, the GSC stuff gets +1 to hit. In the shooting phase, not for the whole turn, right? Wait, you can until the end of the phase. Yeah, it's not even until the end of turn, so it never buffs your melee, which is just hilarious to me, but whatever, I digress. So, detachment rule is +1 to hit in the shooting phase if a guard unit is relatively close to it and only shot at that one thing. You have a stratagem to bring back a squad when it dies on a 3-up, and then you have a stratagem to move a little bit if someone comes in from deep strike around you. That's all I cared about from this detachment, which is kind of a shame, but let's just go into how I was able to make this work. There was totally talk of like, oh, you can bring a couple Hellhounds, a couple Caster Cannon Toroxes, and like just utility pieces, and play as effectively how I see it as a War Swarm host. God, Brood Brothers players are gonna love this video because I just am only nice to it. I apologize. But I'm just being realistic. So, the list starts off with, do we want to put it over here? Put it over here, here. It's gonna all over here, okay? 3 icon wards. One of them had the Fire Point Commander, which allowed me to overwatch on 5s. It didn't matter. The role of these are to just attach to big blobs of guys and give them a 5-up feel no pain. How many? 6, because I brought 6 20-mans of Neophyte hybrids. These boys 4 of them are going to have the anti-tank loadout with mining lasers and grenade launchers. 2 of them are going to have the anti-chaff loadout with heavy stubbers and flamers. And then all of them together will have seismic cannons and webbers. Cool, great, fantastic. Now, 620 mans. Icon wards are attaching to 3 of them, so you have 120 bodies here, 60 of which will have a 5-up Feel No Pain. That's already a lot. You have 10 Cult ambush points, resurgence points, whatever you want to call them. Probably what they are actually called. You can buy back 120 man. So in this list, how I was seeing is I had 140 neophytes because I was always buying back at least 1 neophyte squad, right? Cool. Let's fill out the rest of the GSC stuff and then we'll talk it a little bit more into the finer details. 1 squad of Flacos, 2 squads of Pure Strain Gene Stealers. These were just nice little like infiltrating boys that would try and move block, try and buy me early turn resources. And then the thing about the Flacos and the Pure Strains is they both cost 2 resurgence points, meaning I can bring 2 5-mans of either combination back. So in every game, I'm either bringing 2 Pure Strains, 2 Flacos, a Pure Strain and a Flaco, along with that 20 man of neophytes, right? We only had 2 mortars in here because we weren't shooting that many things. We had to focus fire so much in this detachment that we couldn't be like, oh, we'll kill this, we'll kill this, we'll kill this. It's, we'll get real lucky if we kill this and let's start to wound this, right? Cool. Now, to the guard side, how are we helping out this proposed 140 neophyte hybrids, Floof? Well, with 80 Kriegsmen. The list is 4 20-mans of Deathcore of Krieg. They have Meltas, they have Flamers, and the Marshals have like plasma pistols and the power weapon or something like that. And then 2 med packs. Floof, why in God's green earth did you bring Kriegsmen? Well, because they have the Medipack. And the Medipack allows them to return D3 models or D3+1 if both Medipacks are alive. They probably are going to be alive. And you just now start the game with 6 20-mans of Neophytes and 4 20-mans of Krieg. You have 10 20-man bricks that all regenerate models. 3 of them will have Feel No Pains, and it's just the whole point of this list was I'm going to bring it to a teams event to where everyone wants to bring Imperial Knights, Chaos Knights, and a bunch of Las Cannons to go kill the first 2 aforementioned Knights, right? You want to kill the big thing. Well, you know what a Las Cannon is really bad into? What a railgun is really bad into? 220 bodies. It's just, it was disgusting. Along with that, if the stratagem goes off and I get 20 Kriegers back, and I buy 20 Neophytes back with the resurgence points, along with the 2 5-mans, I go from 220 models to 270. But also now all of this 10, possibly 12 units of guys all regenerate models. Neophytes, it's flat 3 or D3+3 if they're on a point. The Flacos are D3 or flat 3 if they're on a point. The Kriegs are D3 or D3+1. Everything is slowly regenerating. In total, I want to say my average was about 315 models I played with throughout a game because stuff would just keep coming back. People did not have the shots nor the attacks to just chew through 120 man, let alone 10. And my whole game plan was to just walk up the board with 140 bodies and just walk up, next turn, walk up, charge you, hold you down, right? And just keep you locked in combat. You don't have the amount of attacks to kill these 20-mans. And we just sit there, and I have more primary than you have in your entire list in just one unit. Great. And it worked out. It worked out phenomenally. The 4 rounds I played into was Thousand Suns with Rubrique Phalanx. That was the tightest of the 4. Ended up taking it. It was 10-10. It would have been 11-9, but there was like a whole debacle on whether or not I get bottom of turn scoring. It wouldn't have affected the round, so it didn't matter. So I just let the guy have it at 10-10. Then Warp Meld Pack, the Zangor Detachment. That one was a 12-8, which was super good. That one's probably the best Thousand Suns detachment I can get into, because instead of everything have a 2-up armor, Zangors have a 6-up. And auto guns just eat you alive. When you have so many las guns, and yes, I wound you on 6s, but it's just a billion shots that it's just beautiful. I loved it. Third round was against the new Subterranean Tyranids detachment. Tori's popping up and doing all the things. That one, well, here, guys, I think you should see what the list looks like. I'm just gonna cover the whole screen with just the first picture and show you all 3 rounds, okay? So here was the deployment. Boom. Notice how there is a million guys just deployed on the line. Ain't that funny? It'd be real funny also if I got first turn and I just advanced everything up 5 or 6 inches, and then on the next turn walked up just my normal movement and made a 9-inch charge into a Maliceptor to keep it in its deployment zone and stop 2 Haruspex from just getting onto his natural expansion. Oh shit, that happened right here. Yeah. Here's just the third picture I have of this. This was not okay. I loved it. Anyways, hi, back to me. Don't feel bad about for this person, by the way. They were the one that suggested the list, so it was only karma that they had to deal with it. Yeah, Subterranean Nids. That was on Purge the Foe, and I was like, yeah, you're probably gonna get kill more. I'm just gonna get hold more, and I'm not gonna care. And there was also 2 rounds to where we ended up, I stopped them from getting kill more, and so it actually ended up being a 14-6, which was very cool. I really liked that. Sick. And then my last round was against Star Shatter. It was like Silent King, a Wraith Brick, 2 10-mans of Warriors, a Ghost Arc, and then just trash. Oh yeah, and then like the little scout spider dude, and then Xeris. It did nothing. It did nothing. It's like, oh, it had 2x3 of Locust Heavy Destroyers with the Gauss rifles. Man, you wanna know what's really great for those one-shot Gauss rifles to go into? Take a guess. Yeah, so overall, he just didn't have the shots. It was on Scorched, and I was able to literally just put a 20-man on a point, wrap it with another 20-man, have the first initial 20-man in the middle start the action to burn an objective, and then like move block with a third 20-man, and just like Xeris and the spider is like on the middle point doing everything they can to stop this from happening, and they kill like 7 neophytes that are just burning, and then they charge, but they can only charge the Kriegsmen right in front of them, so they don't effectively do anything, and I burn the middle point right on top of them, and then I burn my natural expanse, and I burn their home, and they just couldn't do anything because they just don't have the amount of shot. It's just gross. This list is disgusting, and the list is also, for what it's worth, very, very bad. And let's talk about it. So, how did this list perform, and why did I take it? I kind of covered a majority of why I took it before, which is the meta right now is based entirely around Knights, Death Guard, and Thousand Sons. So very big stuff, and then very elite armies, right? I personally don't like that meta. I don't like the meta that we're in right now, but we make do. There was a point that I was talking with that one friend that I played in round 3 about a week or 2 beforehand, and they said, Floof, we don't know how to pair into you. We know you're bringing Swarm Host, but there's just so many bodies. We don't know how to deal with it. And in my head, I just have that phrase bounce around. So many bodies. And it just bounces around back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I go, you know what? What if I just brought even more bodies? And when I first got into 40k, I played like 300 model gauntlets in Tyranids to where it was just a billion gaunts all over the place, and it was super fun. And I love swarm like carpet lists. Like, they're amazing to me. I love them. And so I wanted to play that style again. And so I saw this as an opportunity to do this with Brood Brothers. And it ended up working. With an asterisk. Because I'll be very real. Into all 4 of the matchups I paired into, if I just brought Swarm Host, I would have won even more. I would have won even harder. The differential would have been greater. Is this list good? No. This list is not good. It is good in the meta. It was a good meta call. And my captain was able to protect me in pairings and make sure I didn't just like get paired into Blood Angels or World Eaters and die immediately. Because that's the thing. If I get paired into a melee army, if I get paired into like Chaos Knights or other things that can just spam Battle Shocks at me, I just lose. Like I just die, right? And this detachment has a very big killing things issue. Now, mining lasers hitting on 4s certainly is very funny. Same thing with seismic cannons, and you will get your damage there. Like, eventually you can kill stuff, but the thing is, if you're hitting on 4s, I don't have any consistency. If I roll a 3 to hit, that's just a whiff. I gotta try again next turn. Now, that being said, there are also 6 other squads that can roll that same amount, that same damage profile, so I'm probably gonna get a little bit of damage through, but you understand what I'm trying to say here, right? The most damage I would ever get out of a unit is if my opponent killed a Krieg squad down to like 4 guys, they regenerated, and then the Deathcore of Krieg have this very funny rule to where they're below starting strength, they get +1 to hit, and if they're below half strength, they're +1 to wound. So then I would just bring back 2 Melta boys and be like, funny Melta with +1 to hit and wound, die. And yeah, it was very fun. That being said, I know I'm being a bit of a downer and saying this list is bad. Counterpoint. This is the most fun I've had in 10th. This absolutely was the most fun I've had in 40k in a long time. And I loved it. It was... it was just fucking stupid. It was hilarious and I loved every bit. Would I recommend playing this list? If you somehow have the models, go for it. Sure, why not? Is it ever going to work in singles? No. The second you pair into Orcs, Blood Angels, Emperor's Children, anything with any amount of melee that likes to just chew through T3 bodies, you will just auto lose. That being said, maybe you don't pair to that. You know? But if you're at a teams event and you want to be a swarm player, go for it. It's okay. It's funny. My whole plan in teams was to pair into like shooting prone armies and take them to a heavy board and just walk up the board and just disrespect my opponent. And the list was able to do that. There's a time to where my second round opponent put out like 6 bow goats and 2 Mutilith Vortex Beasts, and he's staring down 8 different 20-mans of Krieg and Neophytes. And I go, you know what? I think combined, you're probably going to kill 1 20-man. So I'm just going to rapid ingress another 20-man right in front of your Mutilith. Do something about it. I don't care. And it's just, you walk at people, you slowly kill stuff, and then you charge them and sit on points, and you just take away every activation they can. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. Why did we've gone over matchups, we've gone over how the list felt, we've gone over what the list is. I think that's about it. Lastly, I would like to end on general tips for Brood Brothers Auxilla detachment enjoyers. My main tip: you gotta ignore like half of what this detachment offers you to actually like make a half decent list. And I'm sorry, it's our worst detachment for a reason. I don't think it's that great, and I apologize to not be like give you some secret font of knowledge that's suddenly going to turn it around and now this is the best attachment in GSC. It's bad. It just is. I memed on people and got away with it. I'll be very honest. One of my goals is that before the edition changes, I want to get a win at a big event with each detachment at least once. And in context and relativity for Brood Brothers Auxilla, I'm counting that as one of those wins. It was 10 teams, so 50 people there, 50-person event. Brood Brothers Auxilla won a 50-person event. Yay. Was I even the best performing player there? I think I was top 10. I think I was like 9th. It was okay. It was good. But I wasn't like blowing people out of the water. So that's going to be it for today's video. I know it's short. I know it's sweet. I hope you enjoy the thought of moving this amount of models on the board. I apologize to all the GSC players out there to where I keep going just even more in the direction of Swarm and Horde. I know that's probably not what everyone wants to do, but let me just speak to you real quick. Let me just fucking speak to the masses here, okay? Listen here, motherfucker. You are not going to kill your back playing this amount of models. Just stretch first. That's all you need to do. Just stretch. Just stretch. It's okay. You can just do like a little touch your toes. It's great. And then boom, you're good. You're good. That's all you needed to do. That's all you needed to do. And you'd be fine. But everyone wants to imagine that just because I move 300 models in a game, I'm going to die. No, I'm not, because I take care of myself. You should take care of yourself too, and that's how you become a Swarm player. Get healthy. Okay, I love you. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, comment, all that fucking bell notification, YouTube bullshit. Roll the outro!